What's going on, guys? I want to show you something really quickly. This idea of the ES or the Nasdaq leading and how you can trade this, right? So right now we're looking here at the Nasdaq. Look at how the Nasdaq has this high right here at the 82.25, right? See how this setup is going? So basically we had this low right here. We started pushing up. But what happened is, if you look, the ES started to make this move already. So this ES move already happened where you had this pullback and then this move up. So you can see very similar move happening right now, but what happened is the ES made the first move, or it broke out, it made a new high here. So it pushed above this, broke out already. So the ES started moving before the Nasdaq made that new high. So for me, when I see this happening, when I see the Nasdaq is lagging or I see that the ES is lagging, vice versa, that normally means that we're going to get continuation. So I'm thinking if the ES is making a new high like it's doing right now, like the ES is pushing up here, that the Nasdaq is also going to want to make a new high. So the high there was 83 on that candle, and now we've pushed up here to the 85s. I'm currently long for this breakout here from the 77s, and I'm looking for a move up here into the 90s right now on this move up. Currently it's 3:55 here in the morning, and we're trading the London session, trying to make some money before I go fishing here today. It's Friday, Fresh Cash Friday, so obviously we're trying to make some money. We've got the dollar selling off. We've got the Nasdaq kind of lagging the ES here. The ES already green on the day. So the ES right now, if you look, the ES is already green on the day. It's up 0.11%. The Nasdaq has not flipped from red to green yet. So the Nasdaq is lagging some here. So what I want to kind of make sure is, all right, so look here at the 15-minute chart. The Nasdaq is, like I said, still kind of lagging. The ES pushed above the high here from Thursday. So the ES is already pushed above the high from Thursday. So that's very bullish to me to see that the ES here is breaking out before the Nasdaq. It gives me more confidence. Look at this move on the ES, very kind of bullish move, boop, 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 boop. The ES is pushing up there, and really I think the ES has room to about the 86s or so from that move back here on Wednesday. So possibly the ES goes to the 86s or so, and then I would believe that the Nasdaq could try to follow that move up. So if we look at the 15-minute chart with the Nasdaq, now Nasdaq ES, I know. So look at this. We haven't pushed above Thursday's high yet on the Nasdaq. So the high there on the Nasdaq is 91. So that's giving me the confidence that, okay, the ES already pushed above Thursday's high. The Nasdaq has not pushed above Thursday's high yet. And that's giving me confidence that we can get this move up here, and I can stay long for this move up. So currently we're long from the 77s, and we're seeing if we can push up here into the 90s or so. That high from Thursday is 91.25. And remember, we already pushed above that high on the ES. So we already pushed above the high on the ES, and now we can pretty much, I would say, as long as the ES keeps kind of showing strength here like it's doing and possibly pushing up there to the 86s, well, then I think that there's a good possibility that the Nasdaq, ES, Nasdaq, I know, keep going back and forth here, but the Nasdaq would then want to push up here and make this push above the high from Thursday. So the high there from Thursday, 91. Currently, we're at 84, 85 here. We have not pushed above that high yet, but you can see the ES a lot stronger right now. The dollar's selling off. The Nasdaq's kind of slowly moving higher, but I do think we'll push through here and we'll get that break above the Thursday high. So the Thursday high is basically what we're looking for, that push through, since the ES has already made the Thursday high push, right? We want to see if we can get the push here on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, ES, use your brain here, people. It's that easy. Well, it's not that easy, but what I want you to focus on here is the fact that, hey, the ES is already breaking above the Thursday high. The Nasdaq's lagging. So since I am long here on the Nasdaq, I believe that we can push higher. So we're looking for this move up. I'm looking for a move up into the 90s. Currently, we are long from the 77s here. It might take some time. It's currently, what, 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe this thing goes straight to the moon. If you look at the hourly chart as well, very easy to see kind of this overall trade setup here. We held the overnight low here. We held that. We started breaking out here on the hourly chart. We're about to get the first hourly candle here for London to close in about 45 seconds. And we've got that high there at the 91s on the hourly chart. So I think as long as we kind of continue this bullish move, we should get a nice little push up into kind of the 16,000s, maybe 1620, kind of 1624 level there on the hourly chart. So it really just comes down to being patient now and letting this trade kind of just work out and see if we can get that full move up here. So I'm going to stay long on it. My target is going to be up here, kind of like 16,000s, maybe take a little bit of profit there. We got that pivot point to 12s. I'd be happy with a 12 push from the 77s for about 30 points or so, 25 points here, and we can lock it in. So that's kind of my theory. If I see the ES is making a new push, or right now we're making a new hourly candle, we should maybe break out of this high. 85 was the high on that last hourly candle. We got to get above this wick right here, but we need that ES to just keep on pushing up here, the dollar to keep selling, and we should get that move that we're looking for. So when the ES is leading and the Nasdaq's lagging and everything's looking bullish, when the dollar's selling, the overall move is bullish. Well, I like to enter a trade if I see this is happening, where I'm seeing that the Nasdaq is following the ES or vice versa. Sometimes it works as a short as well. Let's say the ES makes a new low. It's starting to sell off and the Nasdaq's lagging. Well, then I think I can get short, right? I'm like, okay, I can get short because I think that the Nasdaq is going to break the downside and vice versa. So I'm always keeping an eye on the ES. What's the ES doing? What's the dollar doing? Is the ES moving higher? Is the Nasdaq moving higher? And all those different things like that. So I want to see kind of the ES making the same similar move. If the ES is selling off, well, I don't want to be getting long on the Nasdaq and vice versa there. So there it is, little trade idea for you guys. Keep an eye on the ES, keep an eye on the Nasdaq, see what they're both doing, working together. And right now, this hourly candle just opened up. We got another hour, and hopefully we're going to be up into this 98 to 16,000 level here by the end of this next hour, and I can lock in my profit here. I might go back to sleep, wake up in the morning, and a couple hours and see what happens here. Let it ride, baby. There it is. We are long off the 77s. Pretty much now I can keep my stop here, like 74s or so, and we'll see if we get a push up there to the 90s or there. So the ES, the Nasdaq, that's the theory. That's what I do, what I believe could possibly happen, and how I trade it. So if you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, go ahead and do it. I'll be back next week, back to the normal trading live in the morning thing and all that fun stuff. But this is my kind of last, and not last day, but last day of the week. We got a big fishing tournament tomorrow morning. So there it is, showing you guys kind of what I'm doing here. Even when I'm not trading live, I'm still looking for opportunities to make money in the market, my friends. Peace to the Middle East.